Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another capsule series review. Today I'm going to get into a capsule selection that I want to bring to you called the Three Kings of Alexandria. These are simply fragrances from the house of Xerjoff that have come from the tree of Alexandria 2. I have three for you, which is Alexandria 2, Alexandria 3, and Alexandria Orientale. These are all fragrances from my collection that I greatly enjoy, and I find that universally these fragrances have become and are some of the most appealing fragrances from the house of Xerjoff that not only universally are liked, but are universally a conundrum for people to put into place which one smells the best, which is a great feat for a fragrance house to get. If this sounds like the type of content you think you'll enjoy, pull up a seat, pour a glass, and of course, let's enhance. Cheers. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dry Down. This is the channel where we aspire to enhance and elevate our olfactive sensory experiences through the understanding of the different aromas, facets, and nuances of scent, cigars, and wines. I'm your host, Chris. Welcome to today's experience. As stated, we're going to get into a capsule selection. And for me, this is just a capsule selection to give you some insight into a fragrance, what I want to call a sub-collection of a sub-collection. This is the Oud Stars collection from the house of Xerjoff. And what they've done is taken the fragrance DNA of Alexandria 2 and expanded it to give reach to different parts and regions to have a better profile of what this scent can do. Now, for me, universally, I have found that many people have come to indulge in and love what Alexandria 2 has done, but they also have reached out and grabbed the different fragrances from this line and find that each particular scent is one that is better for them and suited better for their particular personality. So for me, I want to get into this really quick. I don't want to give you anything that won't take from your experience though. I want you guys to go out and smell each one of these fragrances on your own and take a facet, a nuance, or something that just gives you a tangible feeling about these fragrances that lets you have the best one for you. So first off, let's get into without any at all. I don't even know which one I want to grab first. Let's just go for the middle fragrance here. And that is Alexandria 3. So for me, Alexandria 3 is the most elegant and eloquent of the particular line of the Alexandria fragrances. These are all woody, ambery, powdery, lavender fragrances that have such a beautiful harmony about them. This one in particular comes off more in a exquisitely done and eloquently done facets and nuances because of what they did with rose and patchouli. This here is such an gorgeous, enigmatic fragrance that I think, man, anyone that gets their nose on this is going to come across as just that. In the same verbiage, the same verbs, the same everything that I'm describing about this, you're going to feel as one of the greatly done and greatly blended profiles coming out of the house of Xerjoff. To me, the thing about Alexandria 3 is it's the easiest one to wear because of how it is and how it comes off the skin. It's less powerful in the spicy accords, it's less powerful in the sweet accords, it's less powerful in the oud accords. But the way that they all run in adjacent to each other and concurrent, they all give a certain amount of elevated wealth experience for a person in this particular scent. Now, you all know I'm a very big fan of the rose accord. I think rose is a very masculine floral accord. I don't only think that, I know that in most regions of this map of earth, people feel that rose is a masculine floral accord. And so for me, I've picked that up and run with it, and I enjoy rose greatly. And for me, this has become the more inviting for me to pick up when I go to pick up my Alexandria fragrances. I love the way this one comes off my skin. Very spectacular fragrance. It draws people in. It gives you, like I said, a sense of establishment, a sense of wealth, a sense of eloquence and attractiveness. And I thoroughly enjoy the way that they put together Alexandria 3 with the rose and oud combination accords, but also gave it that sweetness, that balsamicness. The cinnamon touches are still there. Some slight forestation, some greennesses in this particular scent as well that is not in the others that I greatly enjoy. But overall, This one to me, Alexandria 3, is the most inviting, the most eloquent, and the most exquisite of the 3 fragrances that I have from the Alexandria 3 fragrance line. The one I don't have and can't find on the market right now I'm trying to pick up is the Imperial. I can't tell you what that one smells like, but overall the 3 that I do have go off spectacularly for me as a person on a journey to find some of the most just as an aficionado and a connoisseur of something, you want to find the best on the market, but also find something that relates to you. Everything will not relate to you. And to me, as the Alexandria line goes, it has related to me greatly. I like this fragrance here, Alexandria 3, for its rose and oud particulates. And I think anyone who has a penchant for rose oud combinations, but also like a soft, warm, sweet, spicy, powdery fragrance that has those combinations, you cannot go wrong with Alexandria 3. Great fragrance. Next up, guys, let's talk about where we're going to go next. I'm not sure, but let's see what we got. The new one I have purchased, Alexandria Orientale. Alexandria Orientale is a nicely done, and this one here, this is the dry one of the bunch. This one here comes off with a great coniferous, herbaceous, just a blast of woodiness, a blast of ambery tones, a blast of powderiness. So in the way that they mixed and did the rose and oud for Alexandria 3, they've done herbaceous and coniferous and camphorous accords for Alexandria Imperiale. This one comes off a little bit more in the etherealness of the cinnamons and the sweets and the spicy accords, but more just bodacious in the way that they use the oud accord. So if you are an oud fan and you are a fan of the skanky ouds, the heavily dosed ouds, the ouds that come off as so inviting and intriguing, but also mysterious, but can be a bit of a, how do you say, I don't want to say funky, because it's not funk, it's that cheesy oud that really, not barnyardy, not off-putting or off, just, it doesn't offset anyone from your personality or push away anyone, but it has a certain intrigue about it that comes off very different because of the way the heavy dose of the oud was using this. And it smells like Laotian oud, which is that almost wet tree smell. I've mentioned this before, the way that the Laotian oud can come off. Sometimes the Cambodian oud can be sweet, but the Laotian oud comes off to me as a dampness, almost a mossy dampness type of wood smell. And that's what you get from this one. That's the opening blast of it. When it starts to calm down, you really start to feel the intrigue and the invite of the coniferous parts of this particular scent. So in this line, if you are one who likes woodiness, if you are one who like greenness, the appeal of office style ouds, the appeal of office style fragrances, Alexandria Orientale presents itself as that particular style of fragrance from the Alexandria line. So the first is the rose oud. The second Imperial is a coniferous, woody-based fragrance that comes off spectacular with the spiciness of cinnamon, the sweetness of coumarin and vanilla, and the vanilla in this one is much more elevated as well to offset the skankiness or developing bodaciousness of the oud in this particular one. And you get the actual components of each fragrance. That's the one that is. I would not recommend layering this because of the way that they split the hairs on them. They all come off differently. They all have the same exact base. They all have the same exact mids. But when it comes to the components that they did deliberately to change the fragrance, they don't really go well together. So I wouldn't say layering is a good opportunity. Very nice scent. That is the Imperial Oriental edition of Alexandria, the Three Kings of Alexandria. So next we're going to get to the fundamentally foundational piece in the chords that come from this particular fragrance line, and that is Alexandria 2. Now Alexandria 2 is one of those fragrances that is a top 10 fragrance for everyone. For many, I'll say. I won't say for everyone. Everyone does not love everything the way that many of us do. But for me, the particular way that this fragrance, Alexandria 2, captured me in the beginning is the only thing that gave me the behest to even think about purchasing the next iteration of this fragrance because the way I love Alexandria too. This is one of the most inviting, sweet, aromatic fragrances that has a woody, ambery, powdery touch to it that I've ever smelled in my life. These are for me the type of fragrances that I love coming into in the springtime. This has a certain amount of etherealness from the way the spiciness comes off and just leaves and dissipates. It is a structure and combination of fragrance accords that when they made this blend, they touchstoned just a monolith. Because this fragrance, as you can tell, if you can spawn off 3 and 4 different flankers from a fragrance, and none of them are looked at as a bore, none of them are looked at as something that is redundant in the way that they smell or touch off, that's when you hit something spectacularly and you can just keep on churning out great fragrances from that particular blend. For me, Chris Carbonell did a phenomenal job in blending and making Alexandria 2. The phenolic touches from some of the jasmine I smell inside of it, the herbaceous touches and aromatic touches come off so very nicely made and harmonious, well blended. Everything runs in a fine tuning of concurrent and adjacent running harmony. And this fragrance, nothing has a pitch that goes out of tune. This is like the perfect melody when it comes to a fragrance. For me, warm, spicy, powdery, lavender. The lavender that they use is one that it seems like it's Provençal, but they toned it down from some of the sweet touches of Provençal lavender. Slightly herbaceous. This is just a king of fragrances. And for me, the thing that I reluctantly but purposefully left out that runs throughout each fragrance is a Brazilian rosewood. Brazilian rosewood, for me, have not smelled a Brazilian rosewood scent that is better when it comes to Alexandria 2. If you are looking to get a scent that has a representation of what Brazilian rosewood smells of, and I know that Tom Ford's Oud Wood has Brazilian rosewood, to me, the two don't even compare in the genre of Brazilian rosewood, the way they come off. This one to me is the most encapsulating of my personality and my fondness for the woodiness and sweetness and powdery touches that gives off an herbaceous feel for anyone looking to have a professional scent, for anyone looking to have a date night scent, for anyone to have a sensual club night scent. This particular scent can go off in any elevated and eloquent scenario and give you the just everyone gonna know that you're the best person smelling in the room. Alexandria 2 spawned off a spectacular sub-genre collection for Xerjoff. And as I present to you today, as I said, Alexandria 2, Alexandria 3, and Alexandria Orientale are all spectacular fragrances. I think that you owe it to yourself to get your nose on if you're on a journey of understanding fragrances of the niche variety. For me, I want to hold back in saying what my favorite is or the best is for me, because each one not only has a different componentry that is elevated to my nose and gives itself a certain entry point to top tier scent. I want you to not take a opinion of mine and use it towards your own opinion. I want you to get out and smell these fragrances, get a sample of them, and see what Alexandria 2 as a DNA smells like, and what it can do for you. As stated, I have Alexandria 2, Alexandria 3, Alexandria Orientale. The first one is the Lavender Bomb, Alexandria 2. The second one, Alexandria 3, is the Rose and Oud combination. And Alexandria Orientale is a woody, herbaceous, and coniferous DNA added to the Alexandria line. All come off spectacularly, all are beautiful, and all deserve to be given a whiff of and a sample for you and your fragrance journey. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my content for you guys today. As stated, I touched on 3 of the most spectacular Xerjoff fragrances from the Oud Stars line. These are all scents that I think you will get some particular enjoyment out of, if not just from sampling, from understanding what these facets and nuances can do for you in these blending DNAs. So, all in all, that's my content for you guys today. If you take anything from educational experience or entertaining from this particular video, all I ask is that you hit the like button, the subscribe, start to share out some of this content. Coming up in the next few weeks, we're going to start doing giveaways for springtime fragrances. I'm going to see how I want to do that, but I do want to start giving back to the community, of which you guys are giving me so much great community feedback, so much great community acceptance. So I want to start giving back to you guys. So I want to see how that goes off in a few weeks. But all in all, like I said, I rock with you guys, and I'm enjoying that you guys are rocking with me. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Have a blessed one.